All right, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, true well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim, to Sadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. On the pre Shaman, this week's topic is going to be entitled Ezra the fourth chapter is happening now spiritually. Inspiration for the show comes to the fact that I was watching the Apostles' Saturday camp show, and they were going into the fact about the third temple being built. And of course, the third temple that's being built is not a physical temple. I mean, if you get into the actual dimensions of what was mentioned by Ezekiel, it's like you would need spiritual power to build that third temple on this side. It's damn near impossible. But the temple that is really being built, the third temple, is a temple being made without hands. All right, a temple that is pretty much more pure. The previous first temple that was built by Solomon. Then you had a second temple that was built during the times of Nehemiah and Herod. Those things were destroyed, man-made temples, just like the One West schools and these type of different schools. Those things come and go. But the temple that's being built up right now, New Jerusalem, is us. And I'm going to go into Ezra the fourth chapter, and I'm going to show you the parallels that's happening now spiritually. It says, "Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, the power of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, Let us build with you." Now the ones that came to Zerubbabel were heathens. All right, they came into that land because prior to this, around 722 BC, starting with Shalmaneser III, invaded Israel. Sargon II eventually deported us, talking about the northern kingdom. And the Assyrians, what they would do to quell revolts were something called deportation and pretty much reassimilation. So they'll depopulate this. They'll come in, take out one nation from its original captivity, throw them into another nation's home for them to reassimilate, but they can't because it's just different. It's cultural barriers, languages, and that will quell revolts. So what happened? Well, we were deported, put in different parts of media, and helped to build up the Assyrian captivity, the Syrian Empire, the we being the northern kingdom today, the Latin tribes, if you will, South and South America, Mexico, Dominican Republic, the Latin tribes as we call them, the Antigadites. 10 tribes were deported and put into different places, and what were imported were heathens. This is all in the book of 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, that eventually took on our customs and ways. So when we went back during the time of Zerubbabel, which the decree was given by Darius I, the Persian. By the way, his real name wasn't Darius, when you hear about Darius, Xerxes, and these different names you see in the Bible, they had actual Persian names, but we just referred to them as such. And these nations were trying to build with us. Then they came to Zerubbabel, to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your power, as ye do, and we do sacrifices unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. So see that? Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, was an Assyrian king. By this time, the Assyrians has long time fallen, all right? They have long time fallen, and the Persian Empire was a predominant power. But these heathens were still in the land, and that happened historically. Now, spiritually, this is happening now, all right? You have different heathen nations that have taken our ways and customs and trying to graft themselves into the kingdom of heaven. Primary example right now is Vocab Malone, all right? He's a good example of that, all right? And these other heathen nations, the so-called white people, the so-called Chinese, so-called East Indian. Now, are our people scattered amongst them? Yes, there's things, uh, confusion of faces in the sense that you have Israelites that look like the other nations. They have a chance. Once you're an Israelite, you have a chance of being a part of the elect. But if you're a natural Gentile, because you have the unnatural Gentile and you have the natural Gentile. The unnatural Gentile, as Paul stated, you were once Gentiles carried away onto dumb idols. The unnatural Gentiles are Israelites who are in a Gentile state of mind and have the appearance sometimes of a Gentile. The natural Gentile, however, cannot make it in the kingdom of heaven. All right? And these are the ones that are trying to join themselves with us, man. They take this book and associate themselves with us, with the kingdom, with the promises, and they're hindering the building of the third temple because they act as a stumbling block onto the nation of Israel. However, the elect will not be deceived and will see through their bullshit. And ultimately, if you're a stone of this temple, of Yahushua's temple, then you cannot be deceived. The point being is, right now, we're a spiritual temple. And just like when the other temples was being built and you had a hindrance, the spiritual temple is being built and you have spiritual hindrance today in the form of these scoffers and scorners, man. And these natural Gentiles. Verse 3, But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power. And, I'm just going to say it, Marsha, King David, High Priest Ariah, these types of things pop in my mind of them condemning the nations when they were out there teaching and they were trying to graft themselves into the salvation that was promised onto the Israelites, man. It says, But we ourselves together will build unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua the power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded. And not every Israelite were building, man. Not every Israelite wanted to build. Primarily, what they call the pious Israelites were building. In fact, let's go to the book of because there were prophets on the scene that when this was happening. One of them being Haggai, right? And Haggai was saying, look, man, you have Jakes that didn't want to build, just like now. Haggai 1:1. In the second year of Darius, the king, in the 6th month, in the first day of the month, came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much, the house of the Lord, or the temple of the Heavenly Father, is being built right now. But what's Jake saying? The end ain't now. Y'all been saying the world's going to end forever. They go back into their bullshit. And a lot of them start building, but don't count the costs, and then stop building. They go back in the world to build up their own houses. That's what Haggai was getting on them back then for. They didn't want to build it. This actually happened. They literally did not want to build back up the house of the Lord when they went back in. A lot of them didn't even come back in. So you could see, a lot of them stayed in Babylon. Where they were established. A generation had passed. And the same thing is happening now spiritually when it comes to building this third temple. All right, going out there in the highways and byways, putting together these videos, and each member being a stone, and Yahushua being a chief cornerstone. Let's go into that. 1 Corinthians 6:19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own? So the kingdom of heaven is in us, man, and it starts with the knowledge. It starts with this understanding. So going out there teaching, putting together these videos, slowly gathering the elect up, not of our own will, but of the will of the Lord, of course, is like building the temple. And there's gonna be hindrance, just like how it was before. It's like, yeah, man. Okay, pardon me about that. Damn, probably saw some bullshit on the gallery, but whatever. The scoffers have their fun. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? See that? So the Spirit of the Most High dwells within us, man. The Spirit of the Most High dwells with us. And Israel used to boast that it was dwelling in the temple. Well, guess what, man? As the Lord said, there was not left a stone. Now, interesting fact about that is, the scriptures is full of a lot of allusions, right? And the temple was destroyed. And Yahushua said, look, I'm going to destroy the temple in 3 days, build it back up. Now, of course, that was talking about his body, but I was also talking about Israel. Because we were destroyed as a people, and we're being built back in the 3rd day, It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth within you? And what's the Spirit? 1 John 6 and 63. All right. Pardon me, St. John 6 and 63. The words that I speak unto you are spirit and life. So this word, the knowledge starts with this word. The kingdom of heaven starts with this word, this knowledge that we have. And of course, these devils, as I've been repeating, Ezra 4, are trying to hinder it, man. You can't hinder it, though. You can't do anything against this word. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahushua. All right. So Yahushua is that chief cornerstone, Psalms 118. The stones which the builder refused. And each of us is a stone, Lord willing. And the beautiful part about that, this temple cannot be destroyed, man. All right. It cannot be destroyed, because let's say you kill a member of the elect, then you have to go to Corinthians. You have to go to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, how that person is going to be resurrected and be first as a partaker of the kingdom. When they block our videos and blacklist us and censor all our videos and delete channels, they're just hindering the temple building. All right? But the Most High is letting them do that at the end of the day. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19 to 22. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and the prophets. See that? Yahushua himself being the chief cornerstone. So we have a foundation. The apostles and the prophets. Because, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and their elders, there's been groundwork, foundation, fundamental scriptures that establish what we believe in. We didn't just come up with these fundamental scriptures and breakdowns that keep us grounded in this thing. The Spirit opened up to men, and those men passed it down, and so on and so forth. Because each member of the elect, each member that has this knowledge, we're going to have a solid foundation. Like, for example, the name of the Lord and His Son, Yahushua. That's a foundation right there. And of course, the men, all right, the chief teachers, the apostles, the elders, and the elders before them, act as pillars to hold up what we believe in, man. In fact, Peter, James, and John were called pillars back then. In the book of Revelations, which I'm going to get, the Yahushua said that he was going to make us pillars. All right? Like the pillar holds up a building, holds up the church. That's what certain leaders are likened onto. Verse 21, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth onto an holy temple in the Lord. See that? And the temple is growing, man. Congregation. All right? As you build and add on to a temple, so too is that spiritual temple being built. And fuck the hindrance, man. Yes, I said F-U-C-K, man. If you want to block it, flag it, let that be a curse and destruction onto you. This word is just going to go out there no matter what. And it's crazy too, man. Here it is, all we do is teach the word of the Lord. And they call it hate speech. But you got rap videos talking about gunning down each other, killing each other, stealing each neighbor's wife, and all types of devious and wicked things. Those videos got 1 billion hits, man. Cardi B out there talking about being, encouraging women to be sluts and whores. That ain't no hate speech. That's not nothing. The moment you bring the truth out, you're being flagged. And the reason I don't even care about the whole cussing thing is because they destroying channels and blocking people that don't even do that. So, what's the point at the end of the day, man? Really, they're going to shut this whole thing down, internet, because that's prophecy. So get this thing while you can. And you scoffers that keep scoffing, that's trying to hinder the building of the temple, I want to see you scoffing that day when all these things start to come to pass. The sword, famine, and death that the prophets speak about and that we speak about now. Verse 22, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit. Woo-hoo! So we're in habitation for the Most High. Acts 7:48, man. The Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. So we are the habitation. The Most High is dwelling within us. Through the Spirit, as it says. Everything's spiritual, man. Hebrews 3, verse 6. But Yahushua as a son over his own house, whose house are we. So we Yahushua's temple, man. If, big if now, if we hold fast the confidence, confidel with faith, and the rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end. So that's what it's about. It's about enduring to the end. To know if you're a true stone of this thing or not. I thought I had it, but I'll go to it. Revelations, the 3rd chapter. I believe it's the 12th verse. Yep. Revelations 3 and 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. Pillar is the foundation, man. The elect are gonna be pillars in the kingdom of heaven. The elect right now are being pillars onto Israel, man, teaching them, bringing them back to their nationality, and change you, man. This thing's a life change, man. You get cleansed through the word, you're a completely different person, different creature, because all them demons that were on you in the world that was making you get lineups and wearing your pants off your ass and just being a complete simpleton, going to these so-called churches, then cleanse you, changes you, and now you become a pillar or a leader or and be a representative or ambassador for Yahushua. And he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem. And this is a custom, of course, they did back then. You write your name on pillars. Well, you do that now. You write your name on a building. So what does that mean? Like if you have a building that says Joe's Pizza, it means Jones owns that pizza place, right? Often it means that. You might have Sammy's Pizzeria. Okay, so Sammy owns it. So the Lord is saying, look, You know, if you have the elect, you're gonna have your name on it, meaning you're gonna be a property of him. It's gonna mean that, look, you're his. And he alludes to these things many times, calling us his sheep, and him the shepherd, which is true, you know. And we want that, the name of the Lord written upon us, man. And I'm not. That's not talking about no tattoos, nothing like that. It's all spiritual right here, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. All right, the word name. That word there's kainos, because the name of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai is going to be refreshed in the planet Earth. Right now, it's, only a seldom few were blessed to have it. Even amongst Israelites, I know that they're Israelites, but in the kingdom of heaven, their name is going to be known, well known, and feared. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Jewel. And salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim, Tazadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.